Hello.
Hello.
It's the SNEWS Button show, isn't it?
It is indeed.
We have another podcast though, don't we?
We do. Just another retrocast on Thursday.
Which I think is going to be all about Andy Kaufman this week,
Ooh.
if I'm not mistaken.
Hero of mine. I'm happy about that.
Cool. So if you're a fan of Andy Kaufman and the movie Man in the Moon, or the recent documentary Jim and Andy, have a listen to that one when you can from Thursday onwards.
If you haven't watched either of those, you should.
Yeah, you bloody should. That's criminal. What do you think you're doing? Sort yourself out. This show, though, is the SNEWS Button, as we said, which is all about TV, pop culture, and movie news. So, should we crack on?
I think we should.
Okie dokie.
Or something similar.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the SNEWS Button, episode number 25, with Mr. Adam Gattrell.
Oh, well, hello.
Mr. Ross Murphy. Oh, he's not here yet.
Yeah.
He'll be joining us very, very soon.
And he has a go at us for being late.
Yeah. Anyway, and me, Chris Quinton. Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
Thank you for listening. We can't tell you if we've got any listener messages or anything this week because Ross isn't here.
No, I did put out a call for some the other week on Facebook for one of the other podcasts. I don't know if he then got some messages. I wasn't here, unfortunately. So.
No, it's very hard to get people to interact.
Yeah.
If you'd like to send us a message or anything, guys, please do so. You can email us at podcast@snewnetwork.com or podcast@thesnewnetwork.com. Doesn't matter, we've got both domain names. So, or you can Facebook us, find our page SNEW with the Crew, or send a message on YouTube.
Yeah.
Tweet at us.
Ask a
at
question.
SNEW with the Crew. The world is your oyster. The world of communication is your oyster phone.
Not everything on the internet is bad, so give us something good to talk about.
Absolutely. So yeah, perhaps suggestions for a retrocast or stuff that you've heard in the news that you want to discuss. Any questions you might have. Anything at all.
Even unrelated questions once in a while might be nice.
Like, how long is your scrotum?
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
What's your favourite make of sausage?
Why are those two related? I don't know.
Don't know.
Right. So yeah, should we do some consnewming then?
I think we should. It's been a while since I've been on.
You've got a good couple of weeks worth, haven't you?
Yeah.
Go on then. What you been watching?
Wow. First thing I'll talk about is Runaways.
Ooh, yeah, I've been watching it too.
It's amazing.
They're doing all right, aren't they?
It's probably the best Marvel show that's not on Netflix.
Yeah. Oh, in actual fact, I think, funnily enough, if Disney end up buying 21st Century Fox, their movie division, I'm pretty sure they own Hulu.
Oh, really?
So that'll bring them back into the fold.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, I'm loving it. I think it's great. The acting's good. The storyline is good. I remember reading Runaways ages ago.
It's interestingly different, isn't it?
Yeah. They've taken a slightly different direction with it, but it's still got the core.
They've
story.
padded out the adult characters quite a lot.
Yeah.
So like we mentioned it last week about the black family. The father is specifically his background is heavily padded out. Yeah. So that the building development side of things and
his criminal background
and that's it.
Yeah.
But
it's great.
I like that they keep doing like little bits of foreshadowing as well. Like the last episode I watched was like the rich kid wearing some black gloves. I thought, I know what's coming.
Yeah.
And what else? Oh yeah, and I did actually find there was something. There are some holes to be picked. I think.
Yeah,
little bits and bobs,
but
like,
nothing major.
Why does she not know about the dinosaur if she's had to feed the animals before? Stuff like that.
Yeah, but then it's a very locked door, so maybe it's been docile most of the time when she's been sent down and not realised.
Maybe.
It's not really explained, but I don't mind because they've done it well, and the dinosaur looks great.
You've seen the dinosaur now, have you?
Yeah.
Okay. See, he's not actually made an appearance in the episodes that I've seen. But yeah, I like the use of a church, for instance, for the background for the parents of the alien family.
So Scientology.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you say, the acting is actually it's up to scratch.
No, there's no character in it where I kind of go, oh, when they're doing their lines or anything.
Yeah.
Even the youngest kid, Molly, the actress playing Molly is brilliant.
She could have been a hell of a lot more annoying, couldn't she?
Yeah.
Because in the comic book, she's a bit snivelly, you know.
Yeah. And I imagine they'll probably play on that as time goes on.
Maybe.
But, like, the actress isn't doing a bad job of portraying the character.
No.
So I think they've, all round, I'm enjoying it.
I'm going to watch another one tonight. What is it? I think there were 4 episodes available last time I saw, but...
I think it's up to episode 9.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I'm way behind. Okay.
I might be wrong. It might be slightly less, but I think it's about that, yeah.
We've not spoken about The Punisher either.
No,
what we're talking about.
That was one of the other things I was going to mention, yeah.
Right.
I watched it in 2.5 evenings with a couple of mates, and I even... a local musician who runs an arts centre near us randomly started chatting to me about it in the gallery because I had a Punisher hat on.
Would that be Paul?
It would, yes.
Paul Armfield. If you're out there listening, good evening. Thanks for listening.
We were having a conversation about it, and it seems to be everyone's either this is the best Marvel Netflix show so far, or this is on a par with the better series so far. I said,
personally, I quite controversially said that I thought it might be better than Daredevil season 1.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing I can say against it. I don't think I can say a bad word against it.
There's no plot holes.
No. The last episode's a bit, you know.
Yeah, but again, it's not...
It's not plot holey. That's not what I mean.
It's not.
I thought the last episode was perhaps the weakest.
Yeah.
But I suppose it had to wrap up somewhere.
Yeah.
And they're opening up for a second season.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And the thing is with it, it's good acting, good special effects, good fight scenes,
so much
choreography.
Gore.
Yeah,
so
the gore's
gore
very well done. You know,
it's true.
For a Netflix show, they've kind of gone the Marco Polo direction of making the gore look good rather than.
Well, it's Netflix, so they don't have to abide by adult ratings or anything like that, do they? Because
not in the same way. No,
technically they're an online broadcaster.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
you have to be 18 to be able to look at it, so they can do pretty much whatever they like. Yeah. I thought it was great. I think for me, it's definitely on a par with Daredevil season 1 and 2, and Jessica Jones, which I think are the best series out of all.
Trailer for Jessica Jones.
Yes, I haven't seen it yet. No.
Have you not?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah, go and watch it. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Kilgrave is making an appearance again. He probably is making an appointment somewhere, but he's making an appearance in season 2. So I'm reckoning that's just going to be like, because he's stuck in her head.
Yeah.
You know, so I think he's going to be like a conscious kind of on the shoulder kind of, I don't know. Like
devil or angel, depending on what
evil Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Yeah, it's Punisher was amazing, and I'm looking forward to more of the Marvel Netflix shows because so far Iron Fist is the weakest, which annoys me because he's my favourite Marvel character.
Yeah. Well, there's so much potential there, isn't there?
Yeah, what I personally think is they should have just taken Luke Cage and Iron Fist series, which both had really good bits, and just merged the two together. Like in the comics, they started out together, and do like 10 episodes with both their storylines intermingling a bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. You know? Or do one each episode, take it in turns to have an episode or something.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Iron Fist Series 2.
I've got a problem with the actor as well. I
think most people have. Even I.
It's either
have moments.
It's either he's not strong enough in himself as a human being to put his hand up and say this script is terrible. Yeah. I'm changing that to this.
Yeah.
Or he just can't act. Can't work out which one it is yet. But I think the script that he's been handed is tacky as hell.
The thing is, he was so much better in The Defenders.
Right.
And he was weak in that still. He was the weakest part.
Yeah.
But he was so much better. Even his facial expressions when he was getting angry and going into fight and stuff like that. He was just, I don't know, maybe someone had a word with him.
I think credit where credit's due, actually, for the first season of Iron Fist. Apparently, he had literally no time to go over the choreography for the fights.
Oh, yeah.
So he was literally going in, doing a bit with the trainer on day 1, and then filming it on day 2.
Yeah.
And that's just no time.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think with Iron Fist, the series, unlike Jessica Jones and Daredevil Season 2 and Luke Cage, they built up to... They said they were going to do it, but then they didn't really work out who or when until it was kind of so close to it, whereas all the other series, they kind of had more prep time. I think it shows.
Yeah,
you know.
True. Very true. And the ability to be able to put a guy in a stuntman in, or a martial artist, a proper martial artist in as a body double for Daredevil because he wears a mask. Yeah. So that makes a big difference. Yeah. You can really tell. But yes, what was our point? Oh, yeah. Okay, Punisher. Yeah. John, what's his name? John Bethnal? Yeah. Yeah. So absolutely, that part is made for him. Yeah. It's fantastic. I don't really... We said this as well a couple of weeks ago on the podcast. I don't really like him that much as an actor.
I don't like him in anything else.
But this specific part, the Punisher, spot on.
Yeah. Well, it's like Carl Urban. Carl Urban's very good in a lot of things. Yeah. But he was made for Dredd. Yeah, yeah. Like he does it perfectly.
You don't think Stallone was then?
Until he took the helmet off, the shape of his face is fine.
True.
Just his voice and everything else is completely wrong.
There we go. Looking forward to the TV show, Judge Dredd. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about it recently, but
I've been watching a lot of videos and interviews with people from 2000 AD on YouTube recently, and catching up on my Judge Dredd magazines, because I've got 3 years worth that I buy and I haven't had a chance to read as much, so I'm kind of a bit behind. So I've been trying to catch up, and it just makes you so much more excited for the series. Yeah,
hurry up already. We want to know some stuff. But yeah, we'll see. We'll let you know when we do, basically. Right. So yeah, we've been basically watching the same stuff. I've been actually, because Jim and Andy, the Andy Kaufman documentary about the making of Man on the Moon came out this week. I've been just watching shitloads of Andy Kaufman stuff. Amazing. Just watching back catalogues of his shows and stuff, and episodes of Taxi and things, and so we'll talk about that more in the other podcast, which is, as we said earlier on, available on Thursday onwards, which will be all about that stuff. Yay. So yeah. Should we crack on? Should we do some news?
Yeah, I think we should.
Cool.
News!
Surprise.
News! News! Sorry.
No worries.
Just getting excited. I haven't been here for a while.
Easy, boy. Easy. So yeah, surprise, surprise, Coco is still absolutely raking it in at the box office.
Is that the Pixar one?
It is, yeah.
I've heard very interesting reviews of that. Some people have said it's absolutely amazing, and other people have gone, it's Pixar good, but it's not their best.
Some shocking moments in it as well, apparently. Yeah. I'm quite interested to see.
Yeah, apparently it's not very child-friendly.
There's a couple of bits, like somebody getting murdered, for instance, that's in there. And it's pretty unflinching, apparently.
Yeah, not like someone getting old and dying, or someone dying of cancer, or things like that they've had in the others, where they've kind of explained things to kids in a way. This has just gone straightforward murder.
They have handled death quite a lot, actually, haven't they, thinking about it?
Throughout
that
all
opening
of
for Up, my God.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing's ever made me cry.
So much. The moment
so
at the end of Toy Story 3 where they're all holding hands because they think that's it, you know. There's all sorts of emotional characters either in danger or being, like the imaginary friend dying in
Inside Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Very
they handle it very well, though.
Hang on,
I'll give them
got
that.
a bit of a tear. Hang on.
Stop wanking.
Damn you, Pixar. Right. But yeah, so Coco, let's see, what's that done numbers-wise? It's done 18 million this past weekend, giving it a 135 million domestic total.
Right.
And a 389 million worldwide total.
It's Pixar.
It's doing very well. The budget was 175 million, so it's...
Already, yeah.
They've got no worries.
They always do with Pixar, don't they? So.
Whereas Justice League took literally half, 9 million this weekend. It's got a 212 million domestic take and 613 million worldwide take, with a rumoured budget of 300 million. But
so at least 800 million, really.
Yeah.
Especially with all the extra people they brought in, the reshoots. And
yeah, absolutely.
I know every film does reshoots, but with that film, I imagine there was a lot of reshoots. Like, they had to bring Superman back in, and obviously digitally remove his.
We've got something to say about that in a moment, actually.
Stuff like that. So
we'll stick on the subject of DC, but before we do that,
have you seen it?
What, Justice League?
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I haven't seen it yet.
I had a good time.
Yeah.
I just
it's not one I would pay to go to the cinema to see. I'm not going to pay for DC films anymore.
But yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, I had a good time. I'm not going to lie. I'm a bit of a... I love Batman.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't really consider myself to be an apologist, but...
No.
At the same time...
you do.
No, it's finding like ways to get my mind past parts of the film that other people might think are a problem. Like the Martha thing. It's not a problem.
Yeah, I just think it's lazy storytelling, which with something like that, for me, that kind of ruins the...
But if you go back and watch it again and think about the fact that Superman already knew that Batman's mother was named Martha as well.
Yeah.
And he said that to stop him from killing him.
Yeah, I know, but that's, again, like I say, it's lazy storytelling. Yeah. It's they could have done it in a magnitude of other ways, and chose to do it the laziest way possible. So I'm not saying that that's necessarily means a whole film is bad, but for me, with the comic book films as well, when you've got that much history of good storytelling, there's no reason to be lazy.
You can see that they literally like read 2 or 3 comic books to make up their mind about what they were going to do story-wise. But anyway, look, Warner Brothers considered Batman vs Superman to be a flop, and that took 860 million worldwide. Yeah. And on a similar budget of like 300 million. So, I can understand why they've had a big old shake-up this week. Mm-hmm. Have you heard about that?
No.
So...
Is it because people are angry that Gal Gadot got paid slightly more than some of the male actors now?
Oh, did she?
Yeah. Which she deserved.
It's a show. Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, she's going to be a very, very important, integral part of the team, and she's successfully cornered the market, really. Yeah. As far as DC superheroes are concerned. So, so John Berg, who's technically, what's his name? Zack Snyder? Yeah. No, is it Zack Snyder?
Yeah, Zack Snyder, yeah.
Okay. So John Berg, who's his boss, is stepping down from his position.
Right.
Is going to become a producer.
Right, okay.
They can't get rid of him because he's financially tied to Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's been their guy on set up until now, overseeing like on-set decisions to make sure everything's being kept in line with what they want. Right. So, so he's stepping down from his position to become a producer, and then... Warner Brothers, again, are expected to name a new person to run point. And
what, instead of Zack Snyder?
Instead of Jeff Johns.
Oh, right, okay. Well, Jeff Johns is actually someone that's had stuff to do with DC Comics, so it's a weird choice to get rid of him.
Yeah, absolutely. But he's going to be serving as DC Entertainment's Chief Creative Officer.
Oh, so he's basically becoming what Kevin Feige is to Marvel for DC. Well, maybe then that'll be a good thing.
It says in my notes, going forward, his work on the films may evolve and he could be more advisory in the future.
Right.
The overhaul is expected to happen in January.
Well, it's taken them too long to get to the point where they've decided they need someone like Kevin Feige to make decisions and go, this is what we see for the future, this is how we want to link the films, this is, so far I think they've kind of just gone... This is what we'd like to do, and then they've done it without really thinking about how they're going to properly intersect it all.
Yeah, fair enough.
So it's kind of made things a little bit messy at times. Not to say, Wonder Woman was a great film. There are bits of Suicide Squad that are visually pleasing, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, it's the only thing it had a chance of winning an Oscar for, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
The makeup.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and Justice League I haven't seen yet, but the trailer just puts me off automatically because
I don't blame you. It does look tacky.
It just looks like the graphics look like someone's done it themselves at home. like do you know what I mean?
There are some glaring, horrible CG moments. Yeah,
everything looks like they've taken Jason Momoa, got him to act something out, and then basically just taken his facial expressions and stuck him on a CGI version of himself, sliding down a CGI building through CGI explosions onto the green screen room set of a car, which is CGI with Ben Affleck's face superimposed onto a body of CGI Batman in a CGI car. Yeah. And it just makes me feel all uncomfortable, like, you can do better than this.
Yeah.
Why?
You've got the money, you've got the influence.
And people keep going, oh, you're a Marvel fanboy. I like my Marvel films because they have that correct level. They get their grittiness right where they need it.
Yep.
They get their cartoony, fun superhero stuff right where they need it. And their graphics and green screen are used subtly in the right places to complement the vision and style of the film they're in. And in other films like Guardians of the Galaxy, you need a lot more CGI, but it looks in keeping with the reality of the characters. It doesn't look so cartoony. It's
I know what you mean.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely.
You know.
While we're on that subject, the obviously the trailer for Infinity War was released since I last saw you.
Mm-hmm.
So in that trailer, you see the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Peter Quill has got a beard.
Yep.
The word on the street is that Marvel have CGI'd a beard in to troll DC.
Amazing.
Which would be hilarious.
That's hilarious.
See how easy it is to put hair on?
Yeah. And it looked right.
That's the thing, actually. There are a few moments when you can really see the blurriness on Superman's top lip.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can. I spent a lot of time watching...
But then that was the other film company that turned around going, up yours to Warner Brothers. You're taking
absolutely.
him away from set, so you're going to have a contract that says that he can't remove his moustache.
Yeah, absolutely.
So fair play to them. Big up you to the big companies. But I
was looking for it, though. I couldn't help it.
No.
I honestly spent a lot of the time when Superman was on screen, like, looking at his top lip. Can I see it? Sure
That's why you enjoyed it. You got more enjoyment out of that than you actually did out of the film. That
moustache watch. Yeah. But
the Avengers trailer was...
It's incredible,
Infinity
isn't it?
War. Yeah. And someone said, the graphics look dodgy. A few people online that I've been chatting to. But when I went and watched it on a full screen, it's really not bad.
Okay.
You know, there's a couple of slightly ropey moments with Thanos, but then he's always looked cartoony because he's oversized and...
they've got rid of his armour. I think that's probably a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
So,
but it was interesting, yeah. Like there was nothing graphically in it that again looked out of place. It's kind of got the same level as Guardians and Thor.
You can get away with it a lot more when you're not trying to recreate an actual human. Can't you?
Yeah.
If it's a purple-skinned big
creature or Hulk, it works as long as you get it to look in keeping with the characters around them, and that's what I mean.
You might still look at it in 10 years' time and go,
oh yeah, probably, ropey, but then graphics changes constantly, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So yeah.
What else?
We had a first look at Jason Momoa in Aquaman, which, in actual fact. Actually, no, we'll come to that in a second. The Shazam movie, apparently they are casting for 74 roles.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. There's not an on-set, a behind-the-scenes photo online at the moment showing like the 3 people that they've cast.
Yeah.
And then a whole bunch of question marks like on a wall.
But the thing
in
is,
a Warner Brothers office somewhere.
You go and see a film nowadays, and you get your main credited cast members. There's not normally that many people in a film that get credited unless it's a really big film. I can't imagine Shazam's big enough a film to have more than, say, 30 credited characters and then extras.
It's like we're going to say we've got, Banana Man's got 75 main characters.
Yeah.
Same thing, isn't it? Same story.
Exactly the same story.
I wonder if he lives on Acacia Avenue. Is it Acacia Avenue? Is that where Batman lives? If I've got that right, write in and let us know. If I've got it wrong, write in and let us know.
Eric Bannerman.
Eric Bannerman. Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it?
Because Bannerman isn't Banana Man, is it?
Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. So, yes, we're expecting the next Justice League movie in 4 to 5 years, which is just a long way off. They're just making a mess of this, aren't they?
Yeah.
And Affleck is going to be leaving the Batman role, apparently.
I don't mind that.
After Flashpoint.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
So
what they're going to do is they're going to do Flashpoint properly, hopefully, cross fingers.
Yeah.
And
so when he gets back from allowing his mother to actually die...
Yeah, it'll be a different version of...
spoiler, sorry.
Batman when he comes back. Yeah. I don't mind that. I'm not a massive fan of Ben Affleck as Batman anyway.
Yeah. Or they could actually take the Batman character out of the equation and just introduce Nightwing.
Yeah, possibly.
And just have Nightwing, like Dick Grayson, as Nightwing instead. But we'll see. I'd quite like that, actually. That would be cool. Because of all this, the Batman movie from Matt Reeves.
Yep.
It's that they're not going to cast, by the looks of it, Ben Affleck in that.
Oh.
Because they're going for a younger version of Batman anyway.
So it's going to be more like year one direction of
Maybe.
Batman, where he's younger.
Yeah.
Cool.
So set way before Justice League.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. Good, because then it can be a proper Batman film rather than Batman fighting aliens,
Exactly.
which is never my favourite thing, even in the comics.
No?
No,
It's a bit cheesy, isn't it? A bit tacky.
Where he always ends up just like...
He's got such good villains.
Being not in the thing. Like, a lot of the time when you see the storylines involving aliens, he's not around much because he's in the background doing all the detective work, and then he'll turn up to secure something or do something that either turns one of the good guys who's turned bad back to good, or, you know, whatever, and then that's the end of the story. So he's not really that important, and that's why I don't really like it when they try and chuck him against aliens in
Batman versus
films.
Terminator.
Yeah.
It's just weird. Batman versus Judge Dredd, on the other hand,
it works.
Is amazing.
They're kind of the same guy.
Yeah, true. What about you? You're a fan of the DC TV shows, aren't you?
Some of them, yeah. I've given up one recently.
So there's a Titans show coming. Do you know?
Yeah, I heard about this.
Titans. So they've cast Brenton Thwaites as Dick Grayson.
Right.
He was the lad in the new Pirates of the Caribbean. If you saw it.
Yeah.
I didn't,
but I know who you mean.
And I'm probably not going to.
No, I'm
to
not.
be fair. It was Henry Turner, his character.
Okay.
But that show is going to cross over with The Flash at some point.
Okay.
Which could be interesting.
Well, to be honest, I watched the crossover recently in the Arrowverse.
How did that go? Was that the quadruple crossover?
Yeah, it's the second time they've done it.
Oh, really? Okay.
And it was all right, yeah. Like, it was a good storyline. And considering I don't watch Arrow, and I haven't watched...
Legends of Tomorrow?
Legends of Tomorrow, because I was just like, well, I haven't got the time to watch all these superhero shows, so I'm going to have to drop one. And it was like, well, drop that one. Considering I don't watch those two, I still understood what was going on in the episodes from those two that linked to Supergirl and Flash, and watched them in order, and it was like, well, it makes sense.
Cool.
You know, it's a good story.
What's the bloke that's made up of two people that... What's his name? Firestorm?
Yeah.
They didn't kill him off by any chance?
Spoilers? Sort of.
Because the old guy is going back to working on stage, so he's leaving the show.
Well, that's why he's leaving the Orville as well.
Oh, right. He's in that?
Yeah, he was like one of the admirals or something.
Okay.
Brilliant show, actually.
I've still not caught up. I've only seen the first episode.
Better than Star Trek.
I will give it a shout. Star Trek's in the news in a little bit as well, so we'll get to that in a moment. I'm actually looking forward to a Teen Titans show.
I'd be interested. You know,
again, it might come down to the choreography, though.
Yeah,
you know, Dick Grayson is all about the acrobatics, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, we shall see.
To be honest, like Flash and Supergirl are good enough that if it's done into the same level as those and they get the choreography right, I'm in, and I'll probably drop something else.
Fair enough. So yeah, that could be interesting. That's coming in 2018.
Cool.
No date given yet. So we'll let you know when we do. And let's see, Marvel stuff then. We mentioned Jessica Jones season 2.
Yep.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the animated movie.
Looks absolutely amazing.
Looks cool, doesn't it? I love the art style.
Yeah.
And it's nice to hear Donald Glover.
Yeah.
Doing the voice.
Don't hear a huge amount, but enough to go, it sounds right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, everybody was always campaigning for him to be Spider-Man anyway, weren't they?
Yeah.
So the Miles Morales version. So it's kind of justified.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
It looks amazing, and as someone that owns the first comics they did of the Spider-Verse story, and the pre-Spider-Verse and Edge of the Spider-Verse comics, telling all the different stories of all the different Spider-Mans from the different universes, Captain Britain, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. I really enjoyed it. You need to know your Spider-Man to enjoy it in the comics form, but then I think they'll do a good enough job in the film of explaining it well enough for anyone that doesn't.
I think it's all going to get very interesting in the near future. I'm wondering if, because they're introducing the multiverse in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yes.
And obviously, I take it Spider-Verse...
It's kind of been introduced in Doctor Strange, but they'll elaborate on it more in that.
So I take it the multiverse directly relates to the Spider-Verse anyway, right?
Yes.
So it's just Spider-Man's version of the multiverse.
Well, yeah, it's called Spider-Verse because it's basically linked to some bad guys that hunt Spider-Men. So they go to all the universes that have got a Spider-Man in, and they basically, it's like for sport and hunger, they hunt Spider-Men.
Oh, right.
So, it's interesting. Very, very
So, I mean, there's a bit where Miles Morales does say to Peter Parker, like, how many of us are there in this trailer? So, what was my point? My point was the Infinity War storyline.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if Disney do seize control of like 21st Century Fox and therefore the X-Men and Fantastic Four characters.
Yeah, you could have a Fantastic Four crossover with the Incredibles.
Yeah.
Be amazing.
That would be fantastic. 8, actually.
Yeah. Fantastic 8.
But yeah, will they, do you think, take the opportunity to introduce the idea that the X-Men and the Fantastic Four because they are part of a different section of the multiverse?
They could do what they did with the comics recently, where they merged the Ultimate Universe and the main universe back into the same universe.
Right.
And they could quite easily do that with the films. They could have these Fantastic Four come through from another universe in their spaceship and get their powers as they come through or something, and end up in that universe, and then you've established how they got their powers from some cosmic rays as they were coming through or something.
Yeah, true.
And then bang, you've got the Fantastic Four. They're famous because everyone's seen it happen. They're suddenly in New York. There's a Baxter building which has science labs in, so they go, come and live here. You're geniuses. You've got the possibility of helping us.
Do you want to just like
I'm going to move
fold
that
away?
Printer out of the way. I keep smacking it with my hand.
But yeah,
I'm
I'd be very interested to see what happens with this.
But we are all being very hopeful that Disney are going to be allowed to buy 21st Century Fox. It's unlikely. There's other companies that...
Well, they'd only
the American government
buying...
have stopped other companies recently
Yeah, they
from
have.
buying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, this is... You're right. Time Warner and... well, it's a merger rather than a buyout, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I can't remember who the other company was, but still.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I hope it happens so that Marvel can all be back together and Kevin Feige can finally go, right, now we're going to do proper Civil War and make it as it is in the comics using Wolverine and the Fantastic Four.
Well, yeah. Whether or not they'd bother revisiting the title Civil War again, I don't know.
I don't think they'd call it the same thing, but yeah.
Secret Wars, though, on the other hand.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Transport them all off to another planet and then make them,
That's how they could merge them all back in.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Just punching everything at the moment with my excitement. And
You're what's the word? Gesticulating?
Yes.
Far too much?
Yes, I am. It's been too long since I've been in a tiny room.
It's a podcast. You don't need to use sign language.
I know.
It's fine.
I can't help
it. Yes, also we had a first look at the Phoenix saga.
Yeah, it looks shit.
Yeah. Well, it was just pictures of Sophie Turner as Jean Grey. To be fair.
She's awful as
Jean
she's
Grey. Not a great actress, is she?
But then they've never got Jean Grey right. So
no.
They've never got Cyclops right, so...
They released some details of the premise as well, online.
Are they actually going into space?
They are going into space to rescue some astronauts, and then she's going to get hit by some sort of a solar flare.
And then they'll end up in a football arena back on Earth again, where something big happens.
Yeah, and then they'll have a section where they're running through a forest and a facility.
Yeah.
End of movie.
Yeah. We've got these films down to an art. Let's go and make one. Yeah, to me, the Phoenix saga needs to be built up to properly, like in the comics, and actually, you need to involve the Hellfire Club, and you need to involve all the space characters, even stuff like in the cartoon, they had the Starjammers, which was Cyclops' dad, and like his gang of alien friends that went around being pirates and stuff. Like, you just do it properly. Take your time over it. Just stop jumping timelines in... That's the problem for me with the X-Men. They just jump in timelines backwards and forwards and changing things so often. I just can't... I can't tell what I'm supposed to know is canon or not.
Yeah,
but if you're going to link these films together, either link them properly or don't link them at all.
Yeah.
No, it's just confusing.
Absolutely. It's they're going to include Skrulls in the storyline somewhere, which is just... We're going to end up with that horrible situation like we have done with bloody Scarlet Witch and... What's his name? The speedster.
Yeah.
Quicksilver.
Yeah.
You know, where, you can use them, but you can't call them by that name.
The Skrulls should be in Captain Marvel or in Fantastic
They will be as well.
Four.
They're going to be in Captain Marvel.
Really?
Yeah.
So they're being allowed to have them in both things.
I don't know which one is going to be allowed to call them Skrulls. Where are the characters originally?
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
Which is why I find it annoying they're putting it in an X-Men film. Like, they should do the storyline that they did where a load of Skrulls got stuck as cows and a load of people ended up eating the cow meat, which was Skrull meat, and getting weird abilities to shapeshift.
Ooh.
That's a hilarious storyline.
Sounds bloody interesting.
There's a whole generation of like people in this village, like small American town, that end up like becoming Skrull hunters when they realise Skrulls have infiltrated,
Right.
because they can see and sense them in a way that superheroes can't. So they start working with the superheroes as like an undercover
because they've
group.
eaten them.
Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Sorry, nerds. I love this idea of Skrulls infiltrating. The storyline they did a while ago,
Secret
Invasion.
Skrulls or Skrull Invasion.
Secret Invasion, yeah.
That's the one.
Like, it's brilliant. Like, it's cheesy.
I think that's what they're
sci-fi.
basing...
Body Snatcher, like, you know, it's the Body Snatcher storyline, but with superheroes being the people that had been replaced already, so rather than politicians and stuff, and it works really well.
I think that's what the Captain Marvel storyline is going to be.
Cool.
Secret Skrulls.
That could be a way of getting rid of Robert Downey Jr.
Could be.
Turns out
He
was
was a Skrull all along. We'll see.
Or has been since he went into space or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, because what's the deal? They keep the people that they replace, they keep them in stasis somewhere, don't they? Or?
Yes. Like, Mr. Fantastic is stretched out on a machine. Well, actually, there is a storyline before that where the main guys... Iron Man, Mr. Fantastic, Xavier of Black Bolt, and a couple of others all go to try and sort out the Skrulls and get kidnapped and tested and twisted and changed and dragged around. And it kind of makes for an interesting storyline that then leads on to Secret Invasion, where you find out quite a few of the other supporting characters have actually been swapped out and only a core group of heroes knew this.
Is it a recent comic book story?
2005.
Right, okay. So it's probably... Is it a bit weird? Is it batshit crazy?
No, it's actually... It came after Civil War.
Right.
You had Civil War, then you had Secret Invasion, and then you've had other sort of major storylines since then. But it was one... Yeah, it came straight after Civil War, and it was... Yeah, it made sense. It's in keeping with the rest of the comic verse at the time.
Ross has just joined us. Hello, Ross.
Hello, mate.
Hello. Last bit of comic book stuff then, and we'll crack on.
Move on.
Japanese Black Panther, as in trailer, sorry. Yeah.
Japanese Black Panther
trailer.
Right, okay.
What you'd call the international trailer, I suppose.
Rad.
Was released, I think, yesterday. I will link it on our Facebook page.
Nice.
Yeah, gives you a little bit more of a clue as to whether or not there's an Infinity Stone in Wakanda. Quite possibly is. Because there's a bit in it where he says, if anyone found out what we truly are and what we possess, it could destroy the world, and it's my duty to protect it. So, I think they're teasing, or at least trying to put a red herring in place that makes you think that there's an Infinity Stone in Wakanda. But we'll see.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's coming out on February 16th, so it's really not far away at all.
I'm so excited about
Mega
it.
excited.
The trailer's wicked.
In actual fact, the whole of the next few years is brilliant for Marvel. So you got Black Panther.
And if they end up owning X-Men, then he can actually marry Storm, and that will be a good storyline.
Very true.
We can all be happy, and the other people can fuck off.
So yeah, we've got Black Panther February 16th, Infinity War May the 4th. Is that cheeky, do you think? Releasing Infinity War on May the 4th?
Don't think it matters. It's
May
just
the 4th
an arbitrary date.
And all that. Anyway, Ant-Man and the Wasp, July 6th. And then there's a big gap until 2019.
Yeah, haven't you got something else in between? You've got the animated Spider-Man next Christmas, and I'm sure there's something else. I might be wrong. I swear there was something else they announced a little while ago, but...
Oh, well, I haven't got it in my notes either way.
Never mind.
Yeah, Captain Marvel, March 8th the following year.
Yes.
Untitled Avengers film, May the 3rd, same year. And
are they shooting both Avengers back to back?
They're
doing the principal photography at the same time, like in Lord of the Rings.
Possibly.
Is it coming out 2019?
Yeah.
They probably have.
There you go. And then, of course, Spider-Man Homecoming, that sequel, July the 5th. And then 2020, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yay.
Woo. Interesting times. So yeah, that'll do for comic book stuff. Should we crack on?
Yeah.
I've broken the podcast up into several different sections this evening. So we've got like comic books to start with, normal and fantasy stuff in the middle.
Are you talking to me or recording a podcast right now?
Well, I'm talking to the audience.
Oh, okay.
We did the comic book stuff first, just so Ross didn't have to sit here looking at the wall, looking confused.
It was my plan that you might turn up when we started on the sci-fi stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Science fiction. It's one of my favourite genres.
Right, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
The movie.
Oh, that's been all sorts of shit, hasn't it?
It has been all through
really?
All sorts of shit. Yeah, we reported last week that
I hadn't heard any of this.
The director, Bryan Singer, hadn't turned up for work after Thanksgiving, and
so they had to let him go.
What, they got rid of him because he was late?
They let him go.
How many times did he not turn up?
Let him go.
He just didn't come back to work, apparently. And apparently when they did get him back on set eventually, he was really hostile, and they were having like loads of problems with him blowing up on set and stuff, so they just fired him.
Just because he just couldn't be bothered or something then?
Yeah.
Or?
Well, he's got a lot of shit going on. He's got some allegations being made against him and
has he?
And stuff, and he's probably losing the plot, I think.
Yeah.
So we're going to get Dexter Fletcher,
who's done
directing it instead. Eddie the Eagle.
Okay.
Did you see that movie?
No.
It's bloody good. Really good.
I don't know if I could handle a whole film about that man.
Yeah, honestly, mate, go and watch it.
Okay.
It's one of the most touching biographies I've seen in recent years.
At least he's an exciting person to kind of have a biopic about.
Such an education as well.
Cool.
Because, like, yes, he was weird and, like, crazy and out there, but this film really humanises him. It's fantastic.
Well, so that's someone worth having to do a biopic about a particular band.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing about Eddie the Eagle is, what's his name that plays Eggsy?
Yeah.
Really, really, like, exercising his acting chops as well.
Oh, right.
Because he plays Eddie. It's very good.
Cool.
Definitely on the recommendations list.
Dun, dun, dun. Boom.
Double bill it with Cool Runnings.
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Do they go well together, do you think?
Well, yeah, they're comedies about being not very good at Winter Olympics.
Okay, cool.
One of them is pure fiction, though, isn't it?
I don't know if it is.
I think Cool Runnings, is it?
I think it's loosely based on some
really?
reality, yeah. Very loosely.
Did one of them have a lucky egg?
I don't know, but I think it's loosely based on reality.
Does his lucky egg get broken? Or is that a false
I
memory?
don't remember.
Oh, well, I haven't seen that film in absolutely years.
I watched it a little while ago.
No.
Yeah, still good.
It's kind of a Christmas movie. Perhaps I'll whack it on this Christmas. Little Mermaid, are we bothered about that?
No.
The live-action version?
Who's doing it?
It's not Disney, is it?
What?
No, it isn't.
I thought it was.
Oh, I see what you mean.
No, because it's just a Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale, isn't it? So anyone can go, oh, should we just do The Little Mermaid?
Fair enough.
Oh, right.
Sophie Coppola was going to do it originally, apparently.
Oh, right.
So
Coppola.
She's no longer directing it. Rob Marshall is doing it instead. If we know who he is.
Don't know who he is.
I didn't put it in my notes, stupidly.
Obviously not
That's
important
right.
enough.
Not important.
You could have left that whole sentence out, you know.
Could have done, but there's a segue into the next one. So
telegraphed. Bear with me. If I just pause at the end of this sentence, you will realise the next sentence has relevance.
Yeah, we were going to get Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio as well, weren't we?
Yeah.
Which sadly isn't happening. What's that? Pinocchio in a different
We're going to get
language.
David Lynch doing it instead.
We will see. Probably Tim Burton, I expect.
John Carpenter?
Oh, no, he's doing Dumbo,
Tim
isn't
Burton keeps ruining everything.
There you go.
I think John Carpenter and some other directors of that style and calibre, maybe Sam Raimi.
A dark Pinocchio would be fantastic,
just to
wouldn't
take over doing all the Disney live actions.
Yeah.
I don't think they should let any normal... Like, what's his name doing Aladdin? Genius idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the way it should go. I think they should just pick the totally opposite style of director for the type of kids' film that it is. And
Who's
just
doing
go,
Aladdin?
You do it.
It's
Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie, yeah. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
It will be. But yeah, Guillermo del Toro, while we're talking about him, The Shape of Water.
I haven't seen it yet.
No, nor have I. There's a reason for that. Like, the theatrical release, they kind of, like, released it for the UK and American film festivals ages ago, back in the summer and autumn. And then it just disappeared, didn't it? And there was a kind of suggestion that they were struggling to get, theatrical releases for it.
Yeah.
But turns out it might be tactical. So they've released it right now, right in the middle of award nomination season, and it's up for several Critics' Choice Awards. So yeah, could be
shame that wasn't
in
why
the running
they.
for some Oscars.
Yeah, it's a shame that's why they didn't show Jackie Chan's film over here recently when they showed it everywhere else.
There's another Jackie Chan movie that I saw something about earlier on, but I've got to look at the trailer. It's Jackie Chan and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Do you know anything about that?
No.
No, that sounds incredible.
Well, I've seen a film.
Sounds brilliant.
I've seen a film with him, Stallone, and Whoopi Goldberg. and Eric Idle back in the day. That was amazing.
Hang on, him, Stallone, and Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, with Eric Idle.
Cool.
It's all about the story of why directors of films are named Alan Smithy if they don't like the film they've made. It's very funny. But no, the Jackie Chan one, I thought it was going to be like when I first found out they weren't showing it over here anywhere, I was like, well, that's weird, because it's like Irish, English and Chinese cinema companies. You'd think it'd be out over here. I thought maybe they're doing it as a tactical thing because it's a serious Jackie Chan film, which he doesn't do a lot of.
We're talking about The Foreigner, no?
Yeah. And, no, it wasn't a tactical thing. They just didn't release it over here properly. I think there was like 4 cinemas or something stupid.
Right.
Pissed me right off.
That's just a shame, isn't it?
It's amazing, though.
Have you seen it, yeah?
Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
Okay.
Well worth
make
people's
a point
time.
of going to watch that, I think. See if we can find out what the name of this movie is.
Well, Around the World in 80 Days had both of them in.
This is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Oh, did it?
Jackie Chan, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Steve Coogan.
Has anyone found it yet? Is anyone else looking?
I'm trying to get my phone to work. Because all my technology at the moment is shite. They need a new laptop. If anyone wants to donate me money so I can have a better phone and a better laptop so I can be a better person for the things that I do, I'd be very much up for that and be very kind to you afterwards. I do lots of artwork for free.
We'll start a Patreon for the podcast, but PlayStation 4 would be first on that list.
Yeah, I won't be getting a PlayStation 4 before I get a new laptop to be able to do my work.
You will if it's from Patreon.
No. I would need a laptop first. It's more important.
There you go.
We are not running a Patreon because Adam wants it for serious things.
Because I have to, unfortunately.
Start your own then. Go to patreon.com. Adam Gatchell draws for your money.
Brilliant. Right, this movie is called Journey to China.
Oh, right.
And looks like they're on a square rigger ship type thing. So I'm guessing like set perhaps in the 1400s or something like that. We will put the trailer up on our Facebook page. Everybody else can go and have a look at it. Perhaps we'll talk about it next week.
Cool.
Edgar Wright is nearing a deal for a Baby Driver sequel.
Oh.
That's interesting.
Without Kevin Spacey.
He's dead.
Yeah.
He's dead.
They've changed his name to Mudd. Harry Mudd.
That was a bad joke.
That was a Star Trek reference.
Yes, it was a Star Trek reference. It was also an incredibly shit dad joke. Carry on.
It wasn't a bad dad joke. It was a handy segue. Quinton Tarantino.
What?
He's bloody doing that Star Trek movie.
Is it official now?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be... He's either going to write it and leave J.J. Abrams directing.
Right.
Or he's going to direct it himself.
Right.
But yeah. Interesting.
I'm not keen on that idea.
I'm kind of twisted by it, I think. He wants it to be R-rated as well.
Well, yeah, I've kind of started, even though I like the new series, I'm starting to go off that now as well, because Orville's actually better. And the new films, there's bits of them that are okay, but again...
I'm still not finished Beyond yet.
This reeks of a project that's never going to happen.
Do you think?
Yeah. Doesn't it? It's just fucking... It sounds like a conversation two people had in a bar.
Yeah, true. Do you think it'll be his last movie?
Hang on, Star Trek Beyond's finished, hasn't it?
Star Trek Beyond?
Beyond?
Oh, do you mean...
oh, fuck. Discovery.
Yeah, it's on its season hiatus.
Yeah.
Mid-season break?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope this is Tarantino's last film.
Yeah.
Adam, have you listened to our podcast since you've not been here?
I haven't had the time, unfortunately.
Do you know what I've done?
No.
Given up Walking Dead.
Wow. Let me shake your hand.
It's bollocks,
Well
isn't
done.
it?
Well done for getting there.
I just stopped.
Too many people are still watching it.
While we're talking about zombies...
You went cold turkey.
See? Segue.
Yeah.
Christopher is about to disseminate a segue to you. Please continue.
What's the George A. Romero one?
Night of the Living Dead.
So, would you be interested in a prequel, by any chance?
The very start of that film is the first zombie coming out of the ground, so how can you do a prequel to that?
No idea.
It's just normal. But everybody's alive.
It's being done by George A. Romero's son.
Right.
So you'd like to think it'd be handled properly.
Well, yeah, but then the last George A. Romero one, Land of the Dead, was awful.
Yeah.
So I don't think...
Oh, he did other ones after that.
Hang on, do you mean the
remake? Diary of the Dead. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't seen Diary of the Dead, but Land of the Dead, which was like supposed to be like the almost end of the story from where Night of the Living Dead started, it was just pants.
Right.
I prefer, like, the best part in a zombie film is that a bit where Dawn of the Dead is the perfect time in a zombie apocalypse because it's that one as society's completely collapsing and nobody knows what the fuck's going on.
Right.
Yeah. And you don't need to explain it. It just, the movie starts in it, and there you go.
Like, even Night of the Living Dead's, like, not the right point for a zombie film.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why it works so well with The Walking Dead and 28 Days Later, where they just skip the first month by putting somebody in the hospital.
But that's also the thing a lot of people don't realise is Romero's zombie films were about something. Each one is specifically about a cultural and social issue.
Yeah.
And he's saying something, whereas a lot of the modern zombie films aren't. They're just
about the monsters.
Zombies, yeah.
But yeah, do you know what George A. Romero's son is named?
Daphne.
George C. Romero.
Not B.
I wonder if there's a B out there somewhere as well. If you know George B. Romero, right?
Yeah, it's his daughter, Georgina Barbara Romero. She's definitely called Barbara because I'm coming to get you, Barbara. 2 jokes in one, and brilliant. They were funny. Next. In this section, Chris will tell us something else.
Battle Angel Alita. Did you see the trailer?
That sounds like the biggest bit of anime ever.
That's because
yeah, I did see this.
It was an anime originally. Yeah.
The weird CGI performance captured robot.
Robert Rodriguez movie.
Yeah, it looks quite good, this.
Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to it. I quite like this this little kind of phase of live action remakes of anime. Yeah. At the moment, I'm quite up for it.
Well, it's kind of opening it up to a whole different market, isn't it? For people that aren't into it, you can finally talk about, like me and you, who've watched the originals or read the original comics. We've finally got a chance to actually talk to people about these things who've got some element of knowledge from watching the film of like, oh, actually, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then you show them
especially,
the
well,
anime
this looks
and
beautiful
like,
as well,
what
man.
the fuck?
They've really got the look of this movie right.
Cool.
It looks fantastic. Have you not seen the trailer?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay,
no,
we'll link it on our Facebook page again.
Cool.
But yes, it was written by James Cameron, interestingly. Apparently he was going to direct it, but he's handed it over to Rodriguez.
Cool. Which he was going to direct it, and then he said he was making the 17 more Avatar movies, so he couldn't.
This is true.
That sounds like a load of shit as
Episodes 9 through to 15 are going to be in VR, and episode
5D technology.
And then the rest of it is just going to be beamed into your mind. It won't. He'll be dead before that happens.
But yeah, he'll probably lead the bloody charge, though, won't he?
There you go. He's our jar of the week.
Oh, I see. Head in a jar. Okay.
We just call it jar of the week.
Okay.
James Cameron.
Yeah, I think because he's an envelope pusher.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, just in case, this is to do with, what's the show?
Futurama.
So, yeah, where you get celebrities' heads in jars. We're choosing a person to have their head stuck in a jar.
But we're not doing it like Futurama. They need to warrant being in it.
Yeah, like Bob Mortimer.
Hey?
Bob Mortimer?
No, so far we've got John Williams.
Yeah, he deserves. Yeah.
David Attenborough.
Yeah, he deserves.
And now James Cameron.
Yeah.
They're all good.
He doesn't even need to direct. He just needs to be at the forefront of Hollywood's technology push.
Yeah.
It'd just be a jar and people go to him and go, what should we do in cinema this year? And he'll be like, 75D. All of the dimensions. Quantum filmmaking. And you'll be like, okay.
Yeah, we're going to do that now.
Brilliant.
Cool.
So, yeah, well deserves to be in a jar. More than Beck, I reckon. But, yeah.
Send us some suggestions for jar of the week.
Yeah.
And why?
And Adam, you could do like little caricatures.
I
and
was
send
just
them out in jam
that.
jars.
Yeah,
That'd be amazing.
I was just thinking that.
If you'd like a head in a jam jar, let us know. Maybe we can give them away to people that write in questions and stuff.
Because we were saying about John Williams, and he's like 87 now.
Yeah.
So every time he writes a soundtrack, at this point it's basically a bonus track.
Yeah.
And we've just got to take them as each one and go, thanks.
Yeah.
Do you think he's doing the music for Ready Player One?
I don't know,
because a lot of it is well-known 80s tracks, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's got to be a score.
Yeah, but I imagine a lot of the score music is going to be like sampled parts because it's a digital world.
There was a new trailer yesterday. Did you see?
It was amazing.
It looks great.
Are we not doing a trailer section?
No, we're intermingling it into the show this week.
Can we talk about Ready Player One, please?
We can.
Yeah. I did the pausey thing on it lots.
It's absolutely stuffed full of Easter eggs and references.
Chun-Li, one of the characters from Overwatch, and Lara Croft in the same scene.
And Ryu walking between the cars, and Blanca in the background of the bar.
I'm intrigued some of the main girl in the trailer doesn't fit the description in the book.
No,
at all.
she's got long red hair. I think, in the book,
she hasn't got the birthmark on her face either.
Yeah.
She had a massive birthmark on her face in the book, and that girl has nothing. So
Yeah,
like
'cause
they've proper.
Yeah.
That's why she didn't want to ever
be seen
by him, which is like
It's a
by
Hollywood
taking
movie.
that
They're
away.
always going to put somebody pretty in, aren't they?
Yeah, but they should be pretty with a birthmark. Having a birthmark doesn't make you not pretty. But I find it weird that they've taken that away from the storyline because that was a nice.
Hang on,
little
what if her
thing.
birthmark, as pretty as it looks, is just in the shape of a giant penis?
That's fine.
But also, it's like got little jizzy bits going straight into her eye as well. It goes all the way up her cheek.
That's
just
fine.
Into her eye.
Oh dear.
That doesn't bother me. It's a birthmark. I don't care what shape it is.
You'd be like, have you met my girlfriend? The one with the birth? Oh, dick face.
And I punch him in the face, yeah. It'd give me an excuse to punch people more often. Let some anger out.
Oh,
It'd be great.
That
I apologise for the rest
that
of
was
the podcast.
comedy, by the way. Not.
Yeah.
I wasn't being horrible.
And I would
It was
never
just
actually
comedy.
just punch someone for saying dick face about someone unless they were my girlfriend.
There you go. Where were we? I'm completely lost. Oh yeah,
Ready Player One.
Yeah. There's a sequel being made.
What?
Written, I should say.
Oh, written. Yeah.
Ernest Cline is working on a sequel. He's been motivated by the fact that Steven Spielberg has gotten hold of his story and turned it into
Fair
a
play.
movie. And decided to start on a sequel.
He
I wonder
needs
where
to step
he'll
it up a
take
bit
that.
because Armada's not great.
Is it not?
No.
It's all right.
Okay.
It's just not great. It's
He's
fucking
not-
Ender's Game, to be honest. It's bollocks, actually. And it's not. Ready Player One's a far more original idea,
Right.
and it's not the most original idea.
He's not like the world's most prolific writer, though, is he?
No, he's
done 2 books.
He's done prolific's not the right word. I think what he's trying to say is he isn't very good.
Right.
He had an incredible idea, but he's not Charles Dickens.
No.
His prose ain't great.
No.
His prose ain't great. No. I did this in my English.
But like what he has put together from that theme and idea is a good enough story that's enjoyable to read,
Yep.
even if it's not the best written. It's not like
for somebody my
awful.
age, it's just a fucking roller coaster of brilliant.
Yeah.
Like all of it's just like, this is so good.
Every
Yeah,
bit is a
yeah.
reference, isn't it? That's the
I
problem.
mean,
you know.
if you're probably 42 to 45, it's even more.
Yeah.
Because you were old enough to remember some of the stuff, the real early sort of 80s stuff they talk about in it, which they've skewed away from, obviously, a little bit in this movie, haven't they?
Interesting to see. Well, yeah, I think they're bringing the references a bit more up to date, aren't they? So, yeah. So you've got the Street Fighter characters. You've got, like you mentioned, Overwatch, Iron Giant, which I reckon is going to be one of their mechs for. Do you remember they get mechs for finding a key?
I think the Iron Giant's
at some point?
mentioned in the book, but not used as a main point.
Is it when they get the third key? They get
Yeah,
their choice of
yeah.
a mech. So yeah, I reckon that's going to be one of their
Cool.
mechs. We will see. I wonder if Mechagodzilla will be in it. I hope so. And
Talking of Street Fighter,
go on.
did you read that article I sent you?
Oh yeah, Street Fighter, like all of the Street Fighters up to Street Fighter 4, is it? No, that's not being included.
Street Fighter, all of them up to the end of Street Fighter 3, including the championship.
Yeah,
one.
all on one disc. When's that being released?
I think it's early next year, isn't it?
On PS4.
That feels like it's going to be a better buy than the. They're bringing out Street Fighter 5 Arcade as well, aren't they? Which has got all three season passes in it. But yeah,
that sounds better.
No, but what sounds better?
The collection rather than getting...
Yeah, the collection sounds brilliant because it's literally every one. You can just go, I really like Street Fighter 2, but I preferred Super Street Fighter 2 because it was a little bit slower, but it had more characters.
I wish they'd do a Mortal Kombat one. Just all of the Mortal Kombats up until they did Mortal Kombat on the PS3. Like all of the story ones, all of the beat-em-up versions.
I'm not
It'd
as
be
much of
great.
a fan.
But I think
prefer
the
it,
Street Fighter
but-
one's got the HD remakes they've done of stuff as well, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And they are like, they're going to upscale the sprites and stuff.
It's gonna be cool.
It's going to be good fun that. And then you're going to play it and go, I'm really bad at these games now.
That's right. You're going to go online.
You're
and
going to
get
go,
your
I want a
arse
fighting stick. And then you're going to go online and go, why did I spend £100 on a fighting stick?
kicked. Yes. Feel the pain. I'm looking forward to that though. I might well be playing you online
You won't.
if I've got a PS4 for Christmas.
Definitely.
We'll see.
Like, I'll play Street Fighter sat next to somebody on a couch. I'm not going to go, should we log on to the internet and play Street Fighter over the internet? So I'll be like, no, I'll kick your ass over a few beers.
Marvel vs. Capcom is the only game I've ever taken
Oh,
online.
talking of fighting games as well, Soul Calibur 6 got announced as well, didn't it?
Ooh, missed that.
Yeah, that's a proper fighting game.
Okay.
The last one of those I played was number 3.
Number 3's not great. 2's really good.
Yeah, 3 put me off.
I think 2's the best, actually. On the GameCube, because you get Link.
I think it was 5, the last one I played, with Hayachi Mishima in it.
From Tekken. Yeah, Yoshimitsu was in number 3.
Yoshimitsu's in all of them, isn't he?
Yeah, but I think number 3 was where it was like specifically the version of him that was in Tekken. So it was literally the same character version.
Right. So talking about people wielding swords and stuff.
Dun, dun, dun.
Star Wars. There was a TV spot.
Don't care.
No?
I'm on complete... I would actually delete the internet if I could. I've got one more day at work, and then 10:20 Thursday, I'm going to see it.
Cool.
And then 10:20
it's this
Friday,
weekend, isn't it? It comes out.
Yeah, I'm probably going on Sunday, I think, hopefully.
Some fans were pretty outraged because they released this TV spot, and there was potentially a bit of a spoiler at the end of it.
As much as you're allowed to say about it.
However, I watched it and I would not agree. I don't think it is a spoiler.
Don't mention it though.
Opens up some stuff.
No one cares.
For
Shut up, Chris.
Opens up some
Fuck
stuff
off.
for discussion, and we will link it on our Facebook page for you to go and not watch, Ross. All right.
My friend up in London during Force Awakens, he said that he was stood outside a cinema waiting. He'd avoided all internet stuff and things like that coming up to it, and he had to see it on the second week of it coming out because he'd been working too much the first week to be able to go. And he said that a couple of people came out of the cinema
crying, going, "Oh God, Han Solo's dead."
Someone turned around to his mate and just went, "Fucking killing Han Solo, that's ridiculous." And some other guy turned around and punched the guy in the face and knocked him clean out.
Wow.
And just went, "Fucking dick."
You Star Wars fans.
No, it's
all a bit aggressive,
amazing.
really, aren't
like
you?
my mate just said he stood there and watched it happen and was just like, "Wow."
That actually happened.
I've just had the film ruined for me, but I kind of feel a little bit better because the guy got punched in the face and it wasn't me.
I knew it was happening because I fell so far down the rabbit hole. I was reading script leaks and stuff, and then this time I did nothing.
Right.
I just done like watched one trailer and gone, yeah, that'll do.
The review embargo is up today, actually, isn't it? So, yeah, there'll be some reviews kicking around online. I might go and watch a couple.
It'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
I'm not really worried. I might,
as long as they're not spoilery.
Star
reviews.
Wars: The Last Jedi is the 8th installment of the Star Wars franchise.
I give it a D-. Yeah,
out of 50.
I might not even go to the cinema. I'm tempted, but it's only tempted.
Why would you not go?
Because I was really disappointed with episode 7.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, right, okay. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I watched it again on Sunday.
Yeah, you said you were going
to. It's good.
For a children's movie.
It's good.
It's all right.
I think it's better than good for a children's movie when you've got a lot of other shit.
It's definitely better than Rogue One as well.
See, I prefer
it's
Rogue One.
way better than Rogue One.
I do prefer Rogue One because it's the adult film that I want Star Wars to be.
I guarantee in years to come it'll hold up better than Rogue One.
Yeah, well, we were saying this earlier on, putting in computer-generated humans.
Yeah, and
that's
shoehorning
one way to age your film, isn't it?
All you did with Rogue One was just try and shoehorn as much Star Wars in as you can. There's one... Easter eggs are one thing, and then there's like, oh, we better make sure Princess Leia and Darth Vader turn up. Fuck off. No, we don't.
I really liked it, though.
That bit,
Still the Death Star plans.
The bit at the end with Darth Vader is the best bit of Star Wars, though.
No, it's not. It's shit.
I loved it.
It's bollocks.
I absolutely loved it. What, him going through the
it's
corridor,
Friday the 13th meets
everyone.
Darth Vader. Yeah, it's shit.
Yeah, but it's not
shit.
that. I don't know why people say that. You're the third person I've heard say, oh, it's Friday the 13th, but with Darth Vader. It's not. He throws someone up into the wall. He throws a couple of people out of the way to the side with a hand movement, and then he slashes with his lightsaber a few times. You don't see any gore. You don't see any blood. You don't see any like massively over the top movements from him. It's still very, he's angry because he's trying to get the plans back, but it's not like to that level that people keep saying of like, oh, it's ridiculous. He never moves like that. That's over the top. It's like, well, by the time he gets to A New Hope where they've caught up with the little ship and they go on board, it doesn't need to be like that anymore. He knows he's got them at this point. Then it all goes to shit when the thing gets off.
Yep.
So it's that, like, I don't know, people are being a bit angry
It's a really
about it.
weird decision they made in that film where they felt it had to be 10 minutes apart.
Yeah, but why is it 10 minutes apart? There's nothing to say it's 10 minutes apart.
Because what it is, though, isn't it?
Why?
It's like...
He goes after the ship, and then their ship manages to get away. So it could be another, 2 days of them travelling through space before they then catch up with them. There's nothing to say it's, directly
it feels like
connected.
it's the next scene of the movie, though, doesn't
Yeah,
it? I know what you mean.
But
yeah.
There's nothing to say that it is.
Yeah.
And that, yeah.
I like the ending.
I
of that
like
film,
it,
but
yeah.
There we are. What about Jurassic World? Did you guys see the trailer for that?
Yeah, I did, actually.
The Fallen
I actually
Kingdom?
watched some trailers this weekend.
Yeah,
I think sometimes I just sit in bed and the girlfriend's like, can we watch some trailers? And I'm like, oh, okay. I suppose it's homework for the
life,
podcast.
She
loves him,
just not the Star Wars one.
No, Star Wars is banned.
Yeah. No Star Wars in the bedroom.
There's a 5-minute Jumanji trailer. I'm just so fucking hard for that film.
That's not getting great reviews.
I don't care.
It's, despite the fact they've given the actors some great opportunity to act against their typecasts, it should be better than it is by the sounds of it. But still, leave your brain at the door kind of comedy action, I suppose it does what it's meant to do.
Yeah. The Jurassic Park trailer, again, to me, that's just it's not like the original Jurassic Park where it's bloody cinema breaking.
It's the King Kong bloody storyline, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're going to take some dinosaurs off the island and they're going to wreak havoc in a city.
It's the second Jurassic Park, Lost World.
It's Rampage.
Yeah.
Again.
It's Rampage cross Lost World.
Yeah. So, yes, I am not impressed by the look of this film.
It's just another Jurassic Park for me. As I don't have as much of an issue with Jurassic World as other people, because there's 2 specific lines in it said by the scientist character that kind of make...
Is that the Chinesey
yes,
scientist
Japanese.
character? Japanesey, sorry.
Yeah.
That's probably horribly racist.
Who's in the original Jurassic Park.
Yes, he is.
And he says 2 lines in the film that basically sum up everything about all the Jurassic Parks.
Right.
And everyone's like, yeah, but these were made better. And it's like, yeah, they may have been directed better, but they're still the same stuff, basically.
Film theory for you.
Go on.
What do you feel about the fact that he was responsible for releasing the Indominus Rex in Jurassic World, and therefore...
Who was?
The whole fall of the company was an inside job instigated by him.
Who?
The Japanese scientist.
He didn't release Indominus Rex.
But he lied about the Indominus Rex.
Oh, and he didn't lie?
He did.
No. He specifically says, you wanted more teeth.
Yep.
He goes, we don't make dinosaurs.
That's not the bit he lied about.
There's no dinosaurs in this. Or there is dinosaur in this, but it's not all dinosaur. You wanted more teeth. We made more teeth.
Okay. So the bit he lied about was when it actually escaped, or at least when, during the escape, he made out that it was possible that it could be, cloaked to infrared and normal cameras at the same time.
Yeah.
Which is a scientific impossibility, apparently. Because when animals like toads and things change their colour to mask themselves in their environment, their heat increases exponentially. So he would have shown up on the infrared. Therefore, he lied about it. He let the dinosaur out.
Well, I don't think he let the dinosaur out.
Go and watch the movie again.
Well, he didn't let him out. The person that let the dinosaur out was the guys that went in because the dinosaur was invisible. Well, so they opened the gate to go in and have a look.
He wanted the thing to fail. He wanted the company to fall.
No.
Yeah, go and watch it. I will leave a film theorist episode linked on our Facebook page as well.
Cool.
Go and have a look.
I'll have a look.
Cool. You don't have to listen to me. He makes the argument much better.
Right.
So, yeah. Ridley Scott.
Oh, God.
Yeah, here we go.
What am I fucking up this week?
This will make you laugh. Look, he's talking about doing another Alien movie.
Yeah, fuck up the Aliens franchise.
He hasn't even finished doing the other 4 he said he was going to do.
Call me Sir Ridley Scott. I'll just ruin all your films.
And he said, basically, what we're going to do is gradually drift away from the alien stuff. What the... In an alien film.
What, in prequels or in...
In the prequel... You're making prequels about the aliens. How can you drift away from the aliens?
How can you say we're going to gradually move away from them? Because what you should have done is gradually move towards them instead of just going, and now they're here. Which you did in the last film.
Yeah.
Just made aliens. What?
Boom.
Ta-da!
Yeah, just got bored, was sat on this planet, didn't have anything to do. made aliens. They live in these eggs. Don't know what they're going to do if they hatch.
6
but
months
you
it
know,
took me.
probably just
Nice little
just
project.
going to sit here and wait for some humans to turn up, and then I'll probably play a flute a little bit with my gay little clone of myself. And then we'll just see. Have no idea if it's going to work, but I'll just see if these eggs that have just sat dormant for the whole time I've been here just hatch when a human gets close to them. And I don't know why they've ever just don't know why they've ever just jumped out at me. Maybe they just know that I'm not human. So yeah, bollocks, isn't it?
Yep.
Next.
Well done, Ridley Scott. Just hand it over to Neil Blomkamp.
Yep.
Just back away from the Alien
Just
franchise.
let Neil Blomkamp do what James Cameron is doing to Terminate and just do a soft, hard reboot of.
Yep.
There you go. That's another thing to consume this weekend because it's on Netflix.
What's that?
Terminator Genesis.
Ah, God.
What a pile of shit.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know what?
Go on.
It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Okay. I was
It's still
disappointed.
worse than Terminator 3.
I heard it was really bad,
Okay.
and so it wasn't actually that bad.
I was disappointed with myself for spending money on the cinema ticket.
I see. It's on Netflix now.
Yeah, fair enough. Go and watch it.
It was ruined by its own film poster.
Every single Terminator movie has been spoilt by its trailer.
Yeah,
All
but
of
this some of the others, it's only spoiling little things that aren't the major plot point. With this one, it gave away everything in one poster.
No,
in a poster.
With Terminator 1, they didn't have to tell you that Arnie was the bad guy. They could have left it as a reveal in the cinema.
Yeah, but that was kind of what drew people to it, the idea that he was a bad guy rather than
Still could have done
being
it.
a good guy.
In the
for
second
once.
one, they didn't have to tell you that the T-1000 was the cop.
No.
They could have just left it for a reveal in the cinema, but
Yeah.
they didn't. They
But it's not-
specifically
again,
spoiled
it's not-
it in the trailer.
It's not a very good
And they
big
fucking did
plot
it again
point.
with Genesis.
Yeah, but in Genesis, they gave away
Spoiled
Genesis.
John Connor.
Yeah, they spoiled John Connor.
Oh, see, I
being
didn't notice that.
Yeah, being
They
a
did it on the
Terminator.
poster that was outside the cinema. It was a giant picture of him with robotic parts.
with
and
I'm
then-
a Terminator.
Yeah, and
across
then
his
and then
forehead.
like other characters like around him, all doing things that gave away who they were and their plot points. So the whole movie was ruined in one poster. Not even the trailer. One poster.
I know.
Knobheads.
I know this is a really old film, and these holes have probably been picked in it at all. But a couple of questions: why does Skynet bother making robots that look like humans and have to sit in human cars and drive them with steering wheels in
No
the future?
idea. No
Did you notice
idea.
that?
Yeah.
Is this in Terminator?
In Terminator Genesis,
Okay.
at the start, I do know it's called Genesis, but
Yeah,
they
but
spelt
it's-
it.
it's
They
spelt
spelt
it
it
wrong.
badly. Right. So in the future, the Terminator makes Terminators. The Skynet makes Terminators that don't have skin on. Yeah.
Yep.
And they're troops. Yeah. I get that.
Yep.
But they're robots. So why does he build trucks that have got seats and steering wheels in?
That's very true.
And also, why does he insist on talk? Why does Skynet talk to the rest of Skynet in a human voice through loudspeakers?
Because it's a movie.
Yeah,
I know, but
I know.
why
The
why
audience
will
is the
understand.
robot going, other robots, there are humans in here, over a loudspeaker? Why is it not just going, nee, nee, doing it over a 56k modem?
Which is what the other Terminator films would suggest would happen.
And also,
Yeah.
my other question, why did they time travel to 2017?
Don't know.
Why did they time travel? What in Genesis?
Yeah. Why? Bearing in mind that they only had one use with that time machine.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just wait till 2017
Yes,
and
true.
be super prepared? And
Very
why
true.
did they go to that date with only like 2 days left? Why didn't they just go?
Could have given
We'll sit it
himself
out.
loads
We
of
know
time.
what we got to do. There is a chance where there is quite a high. No, there's probably a fairly low chance if we don't go driving too much or get in any aeroplanes or go near other people's guns that we will all three of us will make it until 2017. And actually, we could probably wipe out Skynet at the end of 2016.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, full of plot holes.
Yeah, time travel does that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Who I, as a comedian, was saying the other day, because I could have stolen this, but it was really funny what he said. He was just like, at what point, at what age did Marty McFly get to before his parents went, fucking hell, you're the kid we went to school with?
You're Calvin Klein.
Because that definitely would have happened, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I've heard arguments about this because, do you remember every single person from your childhood? And they only knew him for a fortnight, so.
But look at the impact he made on their lives.
Yeah,
that's
true.
the other. But this is what the
yeah,
guy's
but then
sketch
at the
was.
same time,
Very
it was
true.
there is that thing of there may have been people that had a major impact in your life, and when you get to 40 from 6, can you remember what their face looked like?
They're in their seniors in high school.
Yeah, but still,
he makes them fall in love. His
but
dad
then by the time
over.
that he's a teenager,
His mum probably washes his underwear.
Are they still going to remember his face?
He plays rock and roll for 5 years before it's invented.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's true.
He
definitely
beats up the school.
That.
He beats up he stitches up the school gang in manure. He literally
twice.
You would be like, just
that guy was a fucking hero.
do you remember that guy who just turned up for a week and was fucking incredible? You'd be like, no, I can't even picture his face. You'd be like, why does my son look exact? Because George McFly would be like, hang on, did you sleep with Calvin Klein straight away? Because our kid
and then didn't have
like
a kid for 30 years.
Just
kept it in there.
How bizarre.
Time travel doesn't really work, does it?
There is a big problem. With
there's
Back
a
to the
really
Future
cool.
as well,
The Back to
isn't
the Future noise happens at the end of the Ready Player
One
One
does.
trailer, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. Very true.
That's a reverse segue. Let's go back to 20 minutes ago.
That's time travel for
And
you.
I'm not going to edit that in.
Time travel.
Right, let's scan through some other real quick bits. Netflix.
Yay.
Kurt Russell's going to be playing Santa Claus next year. That's not sci-fi. Black Mirror season 4.
Yay.
It's coming out.
There is a book coming out as well.
What, of Black Mirror?
Short stories written by various famous authors, edited by Charlie Brooker.
Nice. Okay.
So people write these books and Charlie Brooker just writes and he just goes in the last paragraph and he's like, and then everybody dies.
Fade to black.
They're brain dead. They all look at their phones and suddenly they're brain dead. Yeah.
Technology did it. Black Mirror season 4 arrives on the 29th of December, guys. So that would be nice. We can watch that over New Year's.
Nice.
If you're not doing much else.
I've got to watch the last episode of the last series first.
Oh, mate, it's very good.
I need to watch
very, very
the first episode of the last series. That's it. The one with the woman from Jurassic Park.
That's so good as well. They're all so good. Well, actually, I suppose there's a couple of weak hitters, but
they're still good.
They're still good.
The one about the Resident Evil VR one just made me never want to go in VR.
Yeah, that ended with him being brain dead, didn't it? Anyway,
Fade to Black.
Fade to Black.
Ridley Scott come on set, gave everyone cancer, and said, "This is another Aliens movie. You're dead."
Right. Anyway, look. Netflix are loving their sci-fi at the moment. There was a trailer for a show called Altered Carbon, which looks very interesting. So it's a cyberpunk novel.
Cool.
With human minds, well, in a future where human minds can be digitized. So this guy is like one of the oldest human beings on the planet. He's like 300 years old because he just keeps putting himself into a new body, what they call sleeves. And
based on a 2000 AD term, that is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, someone said to me the other day it's based on a book that was written recently, but I've got a 2000 AD comic with those terms and that storyline in from way back in the 90s.
Richard Morgan's book was released in 2002, so
yeah, I've got a 2000 AD comic from the 90s with that pretty much that exact same storyline in.
A lot of science fiction's like that, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it uses the term human sleeves, which I find interesting that someone else has written a book that uses the same term.
Cool. Anyway, look, it's got Joel Kinnaman in it, and he stars as a soldier who's brought back to life centuries after his death to investigate the murder of this guy, the richest man in the world. And, looks very good. We'll link that on our Facebook page as well.
It's like a Star Trek-y episode as well, isn't it?
Oh, of Black Mirror?
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't Black Mirror we're talking about.
Oh, sorry.
So there is a...
thought we were still talking about Fade to Black.
There is a USS Callister episode trailer, which I can link on the Facebook page as well.
Cool.
That's fine. And then they've bought the rights to John Scalzi's Old Man's War, which is another like space sci-fi, like bunch of humans rattling around the universe fighting for possession of inhabitable planets and stuff. So yeah, loads of sci-fi on Netflix, which is cool.
Awesome.
Other quick stuff.
Are they making some more Starship Troopers, or did I dream that?
There's been an animated one a little while ago.
I noticed the book in Waterstones the other day.
Fucking love stuff.
1959.
1959?
Yep.
Is that when it was written?
Yeah, Robert A. Heinlein wrote it as his way of expressing his experiences of racism and
the Second World War, probably?
militarisation during the war.
Amazing.
And the third race that's not in the original film, the skinnies, is what was a term for black people in tribes that they went into and did stuff, and so they had that in, and they missed that out in the film completely. But the Roughnecks TV series had the skinnies in,
right,
as a race. But yeah, he wasn't allowed to talk about his experiences more, so he wrote that.
Cool,
and it's amazing.
Fair enough.
Much better than
it's a bug planet.
Right,
so good.
Yeah,
such a good film.
Let's rush through these. One for Ross. Ryan Reynolds is going to voice Pikachu in a Detective Pikachu live-action movie.
I love that. I love that whole sentence.
That's fucking weird.
Sherlock Holmes, Pikachu, Ryan Reynolds. How can you not get three brilliant things together?
Taron Egerton, who's the guy that plays Eggsy, is going to be in a bloody Robin Hood movie. They're doing another one. Another Robin Hood film.
I tell you what, Robin Hood and Peter Pan, just every 4 years reboot, isn't it?
This one's going to be a dark, gritty telling, apparently.
But
why
bother? Like,
there we go.
No one cares about Peter Pan or Robin
None
Hood
of them
anymore.
are going to be better than Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves anyway, are they?
That's aged quite badly, though, isn't it?
So good. It's fucking brilliant.
Anyway,
I'm blind, but some things I can still see, Master. They took my eyes.
Right, Creed 2 is definitely coming. Sylvester Stallone is not directing it, though. He's removed himself for some reason. Maze Runner, The Death Cure, the trailer for that came out. That's being released on 26th of January. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to go to the cinema and watch that.
Yeah, I might do as well. The Post, there are some reviews of that out. Apparently it's only okay. Feels a bit rushed.
I don't know what that is.
That's the Steven Spielberg movie about the...
I remember you saying
Washington
that.
Post
Yeah.
releasing all the files about the conspiracy of the Vietnamese War.
Doesn't sound like it'd be that interesting.
Yeah.
So All the President's Men is the same thing, but about Nixon tapping Watergate, and it's a fucking brilliant movie.
Apparently it's a far more memorable movie. All the President's Men.
Yes,
1976 that was released.
Yeah, that came out well close to when it happened.
Right, I'm going to have to go and watch
it. But that's because it was new wave cinema, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's when they started making... That's when the studio system had sort of stopped, and they just started making cool films, didn't they? Started with The Godfather, really.
What was the...
Sort of finished with Star Wars.
Right, yeah. Dave Bautista, that action comedy that we said he was going to be in a little while back, has got a title.
What's it called?
It's called Stuber, I think.
Stuber?
If I remember rightly.
What sort of name is that?
It's about a police guy, detective, commandeering a vehicle driven by an unsuspecting Uber driver. So yeah, don't know when that's due.
So it's kind of like
a
funny version of Collateral Damage.
Is it?
I don't know.
I've not seen Collateral Damage.
Someone
taking
a taxi off someone.
Right.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen is going to be playing Walter Cronkite in a biopic as well.
Interesting
I know
choice.
how much you love biopics, Adam.
Yeah.
And that is going to be covering the era of the JFK assassinations.
Ooh.
Assassination. So yeah, that'll be cool. I quite like a biopic. I know you don't, Adam. But
I do. It just has to be about someone worth doing a biopic about.
Yeah,
that's my issue.
The most trusted man in America. Is that a good one?
Who's that about?
Or Walter Cronkite. That was the term that the Americans gave to him. He was nominated as the most trustworthy person in the whole of the USA.
What did he do?
Oh, he's a newsreader.
Oh, right.
So yeah, covered all sorts of stuff, all the way from...
Might be interesting. It's definitely going to be more interesting than the woman who wrote Mary Poppins and the bloke that wrote Peter Pan's.
That's a good
biopic.
movie, though.
I can't believe
it's very good. You should go and watch it.
No.
What's it called? Finding
some woman
Mr.
like
Banks.
Mr. Banks.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Right, anyway, so that just about wraps it up, I think.
Yeah.
Cool. Adam, where can we find you?
The normal places, Adam Gatchell Arts on Facebook or the YouTube. My crew, Reading Between the Lines, Poetry and Spoken Word crew, are doing our review show for the first time at the Key Arts on the Isle of Wight this Saturday.
Cool.
And then next Thursday I have a comedy Christmas special show at the Anchor and Cows on the Isle of Wight. And then I'll be supporting Son of Dave, I think the week after that. So a busy time.
Cool. Ross?
Do you know what? You can find me everywhere. Do you know how much work I've got to do between now and January the 8th?
None.
2.5 days.
Wow. You're going to be playing so much
I'm going to be playing
Fortnite.
some fucking video games. Yeah, Fortnite. Just find me on PlayStation Network.
I played Fortnite.
Jamie added me, but he's still yet to play Fortnite with me.
Cool.
I played it at
Come
my
and play some
cousin's
duos,
house.
mate.
It's interesting.
It's a very good game, isn't it?
It's quite fun.
It's fucking hard, though.
Yeah. I lasted to about the 30th person on my first go.
So I've...
but that was by luck more than anything.
I've ramped up a little bit by getting one of my PlayStation 4s and plugging it in on my desk to my really good monitor and my really good keyboard and mouse, and now I'm playing it with keyboard and mouse, and I was just like, oh man, so good. I just killed 4 people like in the first 5 minutes. I was like, yeah, this is shit, and then just sniped from nowhere.
Well, my first go, I lasted to about 30th person and then got wiped out, but that was by luck. Second go, I ended up on the building in the middle of the little lake.
Loot Lake.
And I was on the roof. I landed on the roof and I could hear someone moving around underneath. So I waited, couldn't hear anyone, smashed a hole in the roof. Was at a pretty good angle. Suddenly seen them coming up the stairs. So I just sort of dropped on them, beat them to shit with a, whatever you call it, a pickaxe. And then smashed the stairs away. And then the next person built some stairs, was coming up the stairs, hacked them to death. And then got rid of the stairs, and then just waited there for a while, and then someone else was coming up, so I started knocking a hole through, so they went over there thinking I was going to drop down, and I jumped down behind them, and didn't quite manage to kill them, and got shot, but ended up about 12th, so I was there long enough that I managed to fight
it's
3
a really
people.
boring way of playing it.
Yeah, but I didn't mean to. I
grind it out.
I didn't know what I was doing.
The thing is, if you camp and hide, you will always arrive at the end with in a worse position than somebody who fights.
Yeah.
Because if you kill somebody, you'll get their resources and you get the pick of the weapons, and you'll be out.
I think I just had a bad starting place and wasn't sure what to do. I was just like, I've got a pickaxe, I'm going to hit my way through this building. Oh, there's a person, I'll hit them.
But it's one of those games, you just love it and hate it with an equal measure.
I'm looking forward to trying it.
Yeah, my third go I lasted 4 seconds.
Right.
I was like, I've only got one life, haven't I?
It's only like a minute and a half and you're back in another game, aren't you?
Yeah, it doesn't take long at all.
You don't have to wait for the game to finish, you just quit.
Yeah.
Start again.
I don't know how many minutes or hours we've spent talking about Fortnite on this podcast in total. It's
because it's a very good game.
Every week. Anyway, right. I'm not complaining. Right, and me, you can find me hanging out on the SNEW with the Crew Facebook page, messing around with some music and stuff in the background. So close to having stuff ready to put on.
I was listening to some earlier. That's so good.
Thank you very much. But yeah, that'll be up on Chris Quinton's Music and Things, and I've got myself a YouTube channel which I'll start linking below and stuff as well at some point.
Yeah.
Honourable mention, of course, for Libsyn and Sticher for hosting our podcast, and
they're helping Ridley Scott move further away from the Aliens franchise.
And hiring a bounty hunter to kill him. Right, and find our Facebook page, SNEW with the Crew. Email us at podcast@SNEW Network. Drop us a line, let us know what you think. Recommendations on subjects for Retrocast or anything like that. And
just questions.
We'll be happy to answer your questions.
Ask me something so I can disseminate it on this podcast.
Right. Should we get the fuck out of here?
Yeah.
Okay. We've been SNEW with the Crew. You've been a listener. Bye. Thank you very much.
Goodbye.